Erikson, a German-American psychologist, is convinced that personality development is characterized by a series of stage-related conflicts between two perspectives. Hence, he created 8 stages of psychosocial development. The word psycho is pertaining to psychological needs of the individual, while social is the conflicting needs of the society. The first stage is called the basic trust versus mistrust, which happens during the most fundamental stage in life, infancy. The key to this development is the mothers or caretakers. If the infant is satisfied with the basic needs such as food, love, and safety, he develops a sense of trust. If not, mistrust will be developed, in which leads to frustration, withdrawal, suspicion, and a lack of confidence. Hope is virtue that needs to be developed, where they view the world as a good place where people can be trusted. Stage 2. Autonomy versus shame and doubt. This happens during early childhood. Both parents play a major role. The child begins to explore the world and learns that he can control his actions and eventually acts on his environment to get results. If we allow him to discover himself, then he can develop self-confidence. If not, he can develop shame and doubt. Will is the basic virtue of this stage, which is an ability to express himself by doing things on his own. Third stage, initiative versus guilt. This is the preschool stage of development. Children are now learning from their families. Erikson argued that many children in this childhood like to engage in risky behaviors when they set goals. They feel guilty when not achieving their goals, which results in aggressive behaviors because they feel upset. Sense of purpose is their basic virtue, which means having a goal or reason for performing certain behaviors. Fourth stage, industry versus inferiority. In this school age stage, schools and neighbors influence children the most. They are more receptive to feedback from adults about their competence and begin comparing their achievement and abilities to peers. If children are encouraged and commended, they develop a sense of competence and belief in their skills. If get too much negative feedback, they start to feel inferior and lose motivation. Confidence is the basic virtue of this stage, which they need to pursue goals to be successful later in life. Stage 5. Identity versus role confusion. We are now entering the adolescence stage. The key to our learning is our peers and role models. This stage plays a crucial role in the development of sense of identity. Children may often experiment with different identities and viewpoints. When adolescents receive proper encouragement and reinforcement in their personal exploration, they will emerge from this stage with a strong sense of identity. If people push them to conform to their views, they will be confused not only about themselves but also for their future. The basic virtue is fidelity. Stage 6. Intimacy versus isolation, or the early adulthood stage. Our friends and partners are now centered to our development. If we can make a long-term commitment, we are confident and happy. If we cannot form intimate relationships, we might end up feeling isolated and lonely. This stage ultimately involves finding love. 7th stage is generativity versus stagnation. This middle adulthood stage involves people at home and work as ones who influence us. When a person makes a significant contribution during this stage, a sense of productivity and accomplishment ensues. If we did not resolve some conflict earlier, we can become pessimistic and experience stagnation. Success in middle adulthood is about providing care to important relationships in our lives. Last stage is ego integrity versus despair, the maturity stage. As we grow older, we tend to slow down and begin to look back over our lives. If we think we did well, we develop feeling of integrity. If not, we can experience despair, feel sad and depressed. The basic virtue is wisdom. Erikson's theory of psychosocial development is not a criticism but a tool to think. Factual analysis but observations. It actually focuses on the resolution of a specific crisis that we can encounter in our development as a person. If the person fails to overcome this crisis, he will emerge with a sense of inadequacy which prevents him from developing the necessary skills needed for a strong sense of self. This conflict must be resolved for our child to develop into a healthy and well-adjusted adult, which in turn makes a contributing member of the society.